I noted that Honorable Kamkamida is not present. I do acknowledge the Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police, representatives from the Consumer Council of Fiji, directors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, students and parents. Safer Internet Day is an international education and awareness raising effort celebrated in over 100 countries. It is a day to bring everyone together, the stakeholders, the young people, to discuss challenges young people face navigating the digital space and empower them to use technology responsibly, respectfully, critically, and creatively. Understand you've had a fruitful discussion on today's theme, which is Together for a Better Internet. From cyberbullying to social networking to digital identity, each year, Safer Internet Day aims to raise awareness of emerging online issues and current concerns. Whether you are a young person, a parent, or a caregiver, a teacher, educator, or academic, a policymaker, or whether you represent an organization or industry, everyone has a role to play in creating and maintaining a better online world. The first session regards internet and the young people. In this session, you have heard from some aspiring young people share their experience and thoughts of the use and impact of internet. The existing reality is that there are lots of benefits of using technology. Easier to talk to friends and family, helps in business such as online banking, and very helpful in times of emergencies and natural disasters. Existing reality is that even in family gathering, our young people are always on their phones. Sometimes parents will tell their children, don't be antisocial and go and mingle with your cousins. That is the reality of today. I must admit that also parents are guilty of this. Someone can post that they are in Dubai, whereas they are relaxing in the cane field of Raki or probably Senganga. Seeing other posts leads to demotivation. And bad posts have negative effects on someone. You can spoil the whole day, which contributes to negative effect on mental health. If I may say, we live in a world, in a culture where children nowadays are so different from us who were 30s and 40s, because any negative post affects them more. They don't have this resilience through the social structures that we went through those days. So they are easily affected by any small thing. May I say, my eldest daughter said, Dad, someone has been posting negatively about you. Well, so what? But it just goes to show a simple post can affect how one views that particular post. Attention span has also decreased because of so much time spent on phones and internet. All of us are guilty of that. The term social media is an irony since technology is used for technology. However, it causes young people to have more antisocial than being social. Privacy is another issue, and as you have heard, there have been an increase in the number of complaints of cyberbullying, harassment, and image-based abuse. It's safer to say that a lot of people are not aware of the online commission. So if a lot of people are fully aware, I think the office of three staff won't be able to manage the complaints lodged. Online scams saying you have won something and to redeem this, you have to provide certain banking information. You have people hacking into accounts and using Uncle John for money. In 2020, students filmed another student being beaten up, and the video went viral. When you're out there, it can be very difficult to bring it down. This leads to psychological harm, depression, and negatively affects the mental health of the victim. Internet addiction. The more time people spend time on the internet, the harder it is to stop. And when you take away the Wi-Fi or charger of phones, they face withdrawal symptoms, which may include depression, anxiety, and they become moody and irritable. Access to pornography material is another important consideration. What can we do to address this concern as a nation? Everybody has a responsibility. Internet space providers also have a responsibility. Why can't we go to ISP and tell them this SIM card is for my kids? But it is a good question. What can we do about it? I want us all to think about this. May I say, given the fact that more than half of the population of Fiji are Christians, and the other segment belong to major religious group, it is our responsibility to channel this to the religious groups to address this. One way we can sit in closed room and talk about it, but if this does not trigger down to that level, then we're basically talking to ourselves. That must change. The session 2 on the online safety. How can we be safer online? You've heard from some experts on the field on some of the effective online safeguarding practices. You can protect your privacy and do not share personal information or passwords or two-factor authorization code when you receive money on M-Pesa. We need to be careful when using our birth certificate or children's names as passwords, which seems to be the common practice here in Fiji. As parents or guardians, we have to protect our children to keep them safe and reduce the risk of exposure to inappropriate content. You heard from the cybercrime unit that they are strong advocates of digital literacy. However, more work needs to be done in raising awareness in the communities. It relates to the fact I just outlined. When you ask children nowadays what you want to be in the future, you won't hear them say something to do with online safety or cybercrime, which shows the need to raise more awareness in schools. We can also do our part in reporting any suspected abuse or exploitation to the relevant authorities. The human rights aspect. You also heard from the legal advice of the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, and very briefly talk about how some of the rights that people have offline must also protect online with lawful limitations or boundaries set by the state through constitution and domestic legislation. For instance, everyone has the right to freedom of speech, but not for hate speech. The session 3, paving the way forward. With your support, Safer Internet Day 2023 can serve as a catalyst for discussions and future discussions that influence how we can communicate and respond to online challenges throughout the entire year, not just on a particular day. I've been informed that the Online Safety Commission continues online safety training for schools and universities, intend to establish a program called Online Safety Champions at several university campuses. If you are interested and want to become an online safety champion, please get in touch with the Online Safety Commission. Collaboration is also very important. When we have a draft policy, for example, if on cybersecurity or anything to do with online safety, then it would be good to get input from all stakeholders involved. Your input matters. If you also feel that you are spending too much time on the internet, consider taking a digital detox. Our mental health is also very important. In conclusion, and as we leave this place, I want us all to think about how we can rethink our online safe place. How can we make the internet safe and a better place for all? We can all set a personal example of positive online behavior. Thank you for listening.